Wake up, Jacob. It's me, IP. And if you're rocking with the tribe, like, share, subscribe. Had a good, interesting day. And I was actually with one of the brothers, well, actually, two of the brothers out today. And he picked up like 50, quails. Picked up like 50 of them, little quail chicks. He's going to take care of his meat issue. Some of us believe that there's going to be a coming meat shortage, and he jumped on top of it. So I am proud of him for that. Hallelujah. And I wanted to kind of check up. So I got a new contact, so I know where to go to get some quails. When it's time for me to get some quails, so I know where to go. Good. He got a good deal too. He got a good deal. Let's see. Just messing with my little contraption here. But yeah, he got a good deal. What I was thinking about really is biblical marriage roles. That's really what this is about. I'm not going to stay on here a long time, but I just found something. I was just thinking. It's just some things just interesting, and I think when we adopt, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it. You can put something in the chat, put something in the comments. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts. But I think when we embrace, and shalom, shalom, when we embrace these traditional, biblical marriage roles, then there's a lot of freedom in it, right? Because there's a lot of freedom for a man to, be a patriarch. There's freedom for a man to take the lead and be the head of his household, and be the provider, and be the protector, and be the priest in his home. Shalom, shalom, Sister Nicole. I think there's a lot of freedom there for someone to do that, for a man to be that, right? But there's also freedom for females too. And what I've been seeing, the whole reason why I wanted to even come on right now and just talk about this a little bit, is I see a lot of messages, sisters who are trying to actually, come into this knowledge and trying to say, what, they're embracing, being female, they're embracing being a woman, and they're embracing the biblical role, of the woman. But they're getting a lot of backlash because we being in a very matriarchal society, they're getting a lot of backlash in saying that they're weak, or they're brainwashed, or they're oppressed, or men can't handle a strong woman, things like that, which I think is a ridiculous statement, because to be able to control yourself, to contain yourself, to control yourself, to be able to submit to your husband, to be able to not only submit, but to embrace the biblical role, to be able to do those type of things, it takes a tremendous amount of courage and a tremendous amount of strength. One, because when you go to submit someone or whatever, you are exercising a tremendous amount of trust, right? You're trusting this person. You're trusting that they're going to lead you the right way. It takes a lot of trust, and it takes a lot of strength. Even when you know better, like for example, even if a woman may think that she's right? She may think she's right. Some cases she's right, some cases she's not, right? So it just depends. But she may think that she's right, but for her to go ahead and say, within herself, to say, my husband has a final decision, hey, that's on him or whatever. It takes a tremendous amount of strength. It takes a tremendous amount of strength, right? To be able to do that. So it's the same thing. I mean, it can, you just follow. It's just like being in the military. Okay, you have a superior officer, a higher ranking officer, giving a direct order or something like that. Doesn't mean the soldier always agrees with it. Doesn't mean they always agree with it. They just follow the order. They may feel some type of way. They just follow the order. I was looking on. I was listening to sports talk actually a couple of years ago. Listened to sports talk, and the two hosts is from out of Houston. The two hosts were former NFL players, and I just was calling. I asked a question, and I just said, hey, what? Have you guys ever you know, you're in the middle of the game, and then a coach is calling a play, right? Calling the play, you guys in the huddle. Did y'all ever wonder, like, what in the heck is he thinking, you know, at calling this type of play at this type of time, you know, that kind of thing? And they say, yeah, it happens, you know, yeah. So, but they follow the orders, they run the play. That's the same thing with a wife, you know. You run the play. It is what it is. You run the play. You're not all, you know, husbands are not always right, but they are taught they have to be these feminazis, you know, and they to be strong means to be loudmouth and to get in your husband's face, and to be strong is to, you know, take control and let nobody, you know, let nobody tell you what to do. You're your own person and all that, you know, chase after career and stuff like that, making it, you know, making being, you know, helping your husband or being a chase keeper at home or something like that, making it a bad thing. It's become much maligned. That's it. That's all you want to do. I mean, I even bought into it years ago. Okay, like an absolute moron. I think I was probably the first butter muffin. Okay, I remember my wife. I'd been with her in our teenager. Okay, she was like she was a teenager. I was like 21, so she was a teenager though. And I'd asked her before, and I'm like, you know, what kind of aspirations do you want in your life? What do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, you know? And she was like, I just want to be a wife and a mother, right? Now, back then, this is, you know, 21-year-old me, right? Back then, I thought that was just short-sighted. I'm like, what? That's it? That's all you want to do? That's it? And she had to think about it. She's like, well, that's kind of all I want to do, you know? And so foolishly, you know, I'm pretty much trying to push her into being this career woman and all this other idiot. I mean, I was definitely a big twat waffle for that. But, you know, it happened. My mind, how things change. But, ladies, let me just tell you, sisters, it is a high calling. It is. It is a high calling, and it is a position of strength, okay? The ones who are saying that you know, that's it, that's, you know, you just look after the man and, you know, the wife and all that, I mean, and your children and all, they can't do it. They can't do it. It's not possible. Think about that. They just cannot do it. It's too hard for them. They cannot do it. They cannot take their hands off the steering wheel. They can't do it. They gotta run the relationship, right? And then they like to recruit. They got to have numbers. They love it. They want to girl power you this and that and all. I'm like, it's just crazy. All the things that you know, I've been seeing. I've just been looking. You know, I've been looking, and I'm looking at so many different things out there, and it's going against some of the sisters who actually trying to turn their life around, want to be righteous, want to be covered. Okay, and that's why, you know, you have some brothers out there and. Well, this particular, you know, blog isn't really about, you know, polygyny or anything like that. I'm not trying to get it into that. But you do have some women out there who feel like, I want to be covered. They feel like I want to be covered. I want to, you know, I want to be a part of a household. Shalom, shalom, everybody. I want to be a part of a household. I want to serve my husband. You know, I want to either have children or help him raise his children, or so, I just want to be a part of a household. You know, just like, you know, like it talks about in, you know, in Isaiah. So women are coming to that conclusion. They're coming to that conclusion, but they have a lot of pushback. You know, and that pushback are other women, other worldly women. You know, who like, why are you doing this? Why is your head covered? Why are you calling your husband master and Lord and stuff? Why are you doing? Why? I'm telling you, it's because they want to say that you're not strong, and yet they lack the strength to be able to do that. Why? Because they've just been abused or something, or it's been the culture has just indoctrinated it out of them. They don't even know their roles. A lot of women are out there frustrated, upset, mad because of one little thing, right? Well, could be one of many, but one main thing: role reversal. That's what's going on. Why? Because they have to do everything. They have to be the head of the house. They have to pay all the bills and organize. They have to be the accountant. Okay, they have to remember to do everything. They got to run out and get the job. They got to go ahead and work because the husband won't work or won't generate an income. They have to do all these things. Okay, they feel some type of way. Imagine you're a woman. Okay, you're a woman. You don't want to have to do everything. You don't want to have to look after the kids and pay all the bills and go out there and work, and any problem arises, you got to handle it because your husband may be a buffoon. I don't know. Now imagine going through all that and then coming home and you got to look at your husband playing video games. The kids are running around wild. It looks like something in a Tarzan movie or something. And your husband's he's playing the video games and everything. This guy is an idiot wrapped in a moron sprinkled with doofus. And you have no idea. It's frustration. It's sheer frustration. Sheer frustration. I've seen it live. I've seen it where, they just frustrated because it's role reversal. That's why I say you have freedom, okay, you have freedom. That light is bothering me. You have freedom to be in the role you're designed for. That's what I mean. You have the freedom. You're like, you know what? If I'm a woman, I'm not a woman, but if I'm a woman, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I have freedom to care for one man, okay? I have freedom to care for my husband. I have freedom to care for his children, and I have freedom to help him with his business or help with the household. I have freedom to do that. He worries about my retirement. He worries about what I'm wearing. He worries about what I'm eating. He worries about all those. He takes care of all those things for me. It's called covering, okay? If I need conjugal rights, he takes care of that. So I have freedom to just be me, freedom to just be a helpmeet. Interesting. Funny how that works. But if you let some worldly woman spit in your ear and convince you otherwise and tell you, go out here and you need to do this, you need to do that, and chase after this and that's going to amount to nothing, then all of that's going to be taken away from you. Remember in Isaiah 4, okay, that a lot of people like to use, but remember in Isaiah 4, they say, hey, we have our own food, we have our own raiment or whatever, just let us be called by your name to take away our reproach. Instantly, they know, spiritually, they know I need to be covered, meaning I need to get back in order, right? That's Isaiah 4:1. I need to get back in order. Because they know spiritually something is wrong, right? So they're the ones, they have it. They're the career woman. They got everything. I got my own. Think about it. Now, we know that's prophetic, but think about it back in the day. If a woman said, I don't need a man to provide food for me or provide clothes for me or I just need to be called by his name to take care of my. This is a career woman. This is a woman who she has her stuff. Same thing today. But somehow that career isn't going to console you. That career isn't going to protect you. It'll get you some food. It'll get you some raiment. Guys, ladies, you can be. It's okay to be comfortable in your role. There is nothing wrong with being in your role. Here's your challenge. Here is your challenge, ladies. Finding the right guy to submit to. That's your challenge. That's your job. Now, obviously, if you're in community and you're submitted to an elder or you have a pastor, or more importantly, biblically, your father, okay? Your father, that's where it's supposed to be. If you're under the headship of your father, I know a lot of you, I know it's not, okay? I know you're not. But if you're under the headship of your father, remember, Esther, her uncle was Mordecai, okay? So she was under the headship of her uncle, okay? So if you're under the headship of a male, okay, preferably your father, then you have help choosing the right person. You have help there, okay? Because guess what? Your father and your uncle, and however you arrange this, they're not going to get swept up with, romantic type thing. No, they only care about can this man take care of this woman? That's what they're concerned about. They're concerned about the character of the guy. Is he an honorable man? Is he upstanding? Can he take care of this woman? They're not in the whole bag for romance, okay? They're not in it for that. So they don't worry about that, okay? So that's how you can make a better, a more informed, decision. But ladies, that's your challenge. Your challenge is finding the right one. Because sometimes it's not about good guy, good woman, bad woman. Sometimes it's strictly, it doesn't match. It doesn't match. Two ticks, no dog. You both suck. Okay? So that's really what it comes down to. So you have to choose the right person. And when you do, you can be comfortable in your role. You can be comfortable in your role. It's not as big a problem. Think about that. You stop talking to bitter women, right? Talk to the happy ones, okay? Find some happy ones, some good examples. Find some happy ones, and they're out there. They're just too busy going about their business. That's all. But they're out there. Talk to some happy ones, and then you ask them, what's it like? You're gonna get a completely different answer than if you ask someone who's bitter. Usually when someone is upset, it's like someone's not doing their role. There's a mismatch, like they shouldn't have been together, in the first place. And no, that's not the catch-all. Don't make that an excuse like, well, that's what it is. No, sometimes you're just not, doing your role. Because you got to understand this. The reason why I put it down to like there's people, it comes down to the people. Let's use two examples. We can use Jacob and Leah, or Jacob and Rachel, or whatever. I'm not talking about their marriage. I'm not talking about how happy or sad they were. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the commitment. I'm talking about when Jacob got Leah, regardless of how he felt about it, they were together the rest of their life. Same thing with Rachel, the rest of their life. Now, that process for Leah took 7 years, with Rachel took 14 years, right? So that's all that time passed before they got married. Then let's take Isaac for a minute. How long did Isaac know Rebekah before they got married? And if we say a whole day, we're being generous, right? We know Abraham's servant went out to go get her. She come back. She see Isaac. Isaac takes her to mom's tent, and it's on. There you go, okay? So it's the people. Sometimes it's about the matchup, okay? Because when we rely on limericks, or the feeling of love, if we rely on limericks, guys, limericks go up and down, up and down. Sometimes you feeling loving, and all the love in the world, like, oh my God, I love this man, oh, I love this woman, and then other times, not so much, right? You can't run your relationship based on that. You can't run your relationship based, and I'm not saying, hey, there's not gonna be some feelings. I'm sure people have some loving, romantic feelings towards their spouse. There's nothing wrong with that. Your relationship can't run on that. It has to run on your commitment. It has to run on your covenant. Why? Because your decision, your commitment will get you to the next spot in your marriage where, okay, you feel all those loving feelings again or whatever. Because if you bail when it's low and it's bad and all that, okay, boom, you're gone. But it could be a good relationship. It could be, but you're relying on your feelings the whole time. That's why you got to slow down. It's all about the matchup. So ladies, that's your challenge. Find the one that you don't mind submitting to, because it's like an ugly word. Oh, I'll submit to. Oh my God, I'll submit to a man. Why would I do that? Oh, it's a scary word, because you may be submitted to the wrong person. Because that's the first thing people think about. Think about that. That's the first thing women think about when you talk about submitting to a man. They think about, oh man, I have somebody over me and telling me what to do, and and what if he's abusive, and look at all the negative things you're thinking about. Okay. Look at all the negative things. Okay, then obviously you don't want to pick that guy. Okay, that's probably not, if that's what you're worried about. So you move on. Okay, okay, no, I'm not gonna submit to that guy. I can't do that. So that's what it comes. That's the beauty of appealing to a network, a council of brothers, a community, or something, or going to your father, your uncle, somebody who can help you make those decisions. Because guess what? They go break bread with the guy, talk to him, and get his motives and things, and see how he operates, and rub elbow to elbow with him for a little while. They'll give you the lowdown. They will give you the lowdown. You have anybody you can call to vouch for the guy, that sort of thing. Fellas, if we're charged to be husbands, and obviously we have to food, code, shelter, conjugal rights, we have to provide a vision, we have to be leaders, we have to be brave enough to go out there and go after the vision. Whatever that vision is that the Most High put on your heart, you got to be brave enough, willing to have the courage of your convictions to go and do it. Sometimes we need help. Sometimes we need help meets. So, it's important, it's imperative, it's incumbent upon us to choose how we build our team and our household. Very important. You got to be very discerning, and you should have, a process in place. You should have some sort of vetting, something in place, right? Because you want to build a team, household, tribe, and you want it to last. Okay? Now, nothing's 100% foolproof. But I tell you what, two people committed to being together, that stands a real good chance. Okay? Two people with the right motives, clear vision, clear roles, that stands a really good chance. That's when you have relationships of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Okay? That's how you have that. That's how you have that till death do us part. Because your commitment and your motives are right. God is a God of covenants. Okay? You vow, you shall stand by it. Okay? Shalom, shalom. Jimmy from Tucson. Been a little while. So keep those things in mind, brothers and sisters. A lot. There is much to think about. It is a big deal. These biblical roles that we're talking about. You can get comfortable in it. If you men, I talked about the females. Men, when we pick the wrong one, you end up with things like MGTOW, right? Men going their own way. You end up with stuff like that because you got burned too much. It's a matriarchal system, and they destroy a man. Okay, they put him in. They'll put him in jail. Okay. The women, they don't even need to pay for lawyers or anything when it comes to alimony and child support and stuff. The man pays for it. Okay, she sues, the man pays for it. Okay, because that's what's going to do. So they castrate a man financially. Okay, ruin his good name. They take away his children. They put him on child support. You don't pay the child support, you go to jail. In a lot of cases. So you got to look at things. You got to look at things like that, brothers and sisters. Okay, so that's why, men, we have to choose wisely. Women got to choose wisely, and so do men. Sometimes it's just about the matchup. That's really all we're talking about. Okay, it's really about the matchup. But let me get some of you guys' thoughts before I go and let you guys out of here. Let me get in there and see what you guys talking about, if anything. I didn't see too much scroll on the screen. Give me some thoughts. Let me go down here. See what we got here. All right, here we go. Well, let me at least say hi to you guys. All right. Tart 70. Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom, Mishpachah. Nicole Skylar Hawkins. How's it going, sis? By hearing and hearing by. Shabbat shalom. Hallelujah. Let's see. Nicole says, I think most women think to be submissive, it means not having a voice. Yeah, they think that. And that's not necessarily true. Okay? We know that's not necessarily true. But that's what they think. They think that. Okay, shalom, shalom. Need guidance. Yahosef ben Israel. Shabbat shalom, brother Yahosef. How's it going? All right. Amen to you. And we have Jimmy from Tucson. Shabbat shalom. Been a little while. Yohachin, the man, the myth, the legend. A unique taste of soul. Shabbat shalom, mishpacha. I wanted to, jump on, talk to you guys, see how you guys are doing. But obviously the topics of the day is this. Okay, first of all, the pandemic, that's like out the window. Nobody's even talking about that anymore. It's magically gone away. Okay, so that's gone. Right now, you got George Floyd and that whole movement going right now. The protesting and the rioting and the looting and things like that, and a lot of stuff gets misconstrued. And we know the protesting is because of George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. But then you have other people who will say, well, all lives matter, Ultimately, yeah, all lives matter. However, we're talking about what's going on right now, okay? Which is black lives being, snuffed out is really what's going on. But it only serves to undermine the original intent of the protest. So when someone says that, they're actually doing an injustice to the movement. Okay, when someone says, "Oh, Black Lives Matter," and they say, "Well, all lives matter," and all that, you just really, it's just an injustice, right? Um, Away from a man being murdered on camera, you can say all lives matter all you want. But at a time such as this, that doesn't fly. You don't do that. Okay, just not right now. Not right now. That's just not a good timing. Okay, not good. Horrible timing. Horrible timing. Because all it does is just distract and take away the whole Drew Brees comment, and it turns into, because they were saying, well, people were saying certainly when the football season comes up that certainly a lot of people will be kneeling, right? And then they asked, Drew Brees and all that, and he's like, "Well, I'm not gonna." And you guys, you can look at Drew Brees' comments. You guys look it up. I don't want to misquote him, but he said something to the effect that, I'm not going to, because they asked about kneeling and all that. He said, "I'm not going to stand with anyone or support anyone who disrespects the flag." When I think of the flag, I think of my grandfathers. One in the Army, one in the Marine Corps, and all this, and how they fought to make the country, a better place and a better world and all that. So I'm not gonna. I can't support someone like that and all that, right? And now he received a huge backlash. He also apologized, okay? He apologized, I believe, today, right? He made the comment like yesterday or day before, and then he made an apology. He issued an apology today, right? Because he's way off the mark, right? But again, that's one of those things that the whole narrative gets switched, okay? It's like it goes away. So anyway, that's my little digression over into what's going on in current events. So those are the topics, you have those current events, and now you have a lot of celebrities stepping up and talking and letting their voice be heard and stuff like that. Then, of course, on our side, it's just prepare, come out, prepare, come out, prepare, come out, prepare, come out, make some moves, prepare, come out, compare. So we get it. So I'm just coming in talking about different things that are just coming up, like in different groups or questions, or I may get an email or something like that. So really, that's really what's going on right now. Now, my parting shot is that the C numbers are increasing. Oh, really? I'm gonna keep my eye out on those C numbers, Sister Hawkins. I'm gonna keep my eye on that because you never know. I'm gonna keep my eye on that because I'm definitely was thinking about not slingshot. What's that phrase we're talking about? A turnaround, a resurgence of some sort with the pandemic.
Yeah.
They say it's could be for the lack of a better word, let's call it a second wave. How about that? Let's call it a second wave that maybe may happen again. So, and it's not that I'm not informed or I'm not aware of what's going on. I'm looking at it, and obviously I'll comment on things as it arises, right? But I want to just kind of go in a slightly different direction. This one was an interesting topic that I was kind of going over and talking about the biblical roles. And I know a lot of times, and I really focus a lot on the sisters this time because they get, by other women who are not in the faith, they get the mud just slung at them like constantly all the time, telling them that they're weak and they're oppressed and nothing can be further for the truth. Sisters, you should count it as a blessing if you are covered. It's that simple. Being covered, it is a blessing. Okay, you find the right one, and it is a blessing. You'll be glad you did. Okay, because navigating this world can be pretty rough. Okay, but if you can have a headship that has some direction, has some idea of what the heck is going on in the world, and have some plan of action, you'll be all the more blessed, and so will your children. Okay, so keep that in mind, sisters. I will go ahead and let you guys go so you can begin your Shabbat and start worshiping the Most High and get into His Word, embrace each other as a family, come together, make some moves. Talk to some families, send some emails, and see if you can come together, get into close knit, because we're going to need each other. Okay, the message of being in community or being in a mag, meaning you may not be on the same land, but you will be in close proximity. or something like that, that can be very, very beneficial. We gotta talk about it, okay? We have got to talk about it. It's a conversation that needs to be had. But until then, ladies, go ahead, get embrace your biblical role. Embrace it. It's beautiful. Fellas, step up, be men, put your chest out, be a patriarch, and embrace being a husband. It is a high calling and a huge responsibility. You're called to lead. Okay? You're called to lead. So lead. Like, share, subscribe. Put something in the comment section below. And while you're at it, put that thumbs up. That way YouTube will tell other people that the channel exists. See you guys on the next one. Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah. Lay throat.